good work of my colleague. I actually had a PowerPoint that I could skip all the way to the last page. She did a great job at talking about the substance matter of the bill we passed in West Virginia and the kind of crazy stats behind that bill. So I'm going to go right to talking about the meat of my topic. How do you sell something like this to Republicans? How did we do it in West Virginia? And to transition there, let me say that, as you've heard, we're a part-time legislature, and my other job is practicing law, which I've done for 22 years, including criminal work. So criminal legislation has been my area of expertise, if I have any, and I've handled, Barbara and I have handled an awful lot of criminal legislation, good, bad, and ugly. And the bad news is that enacting criminal legislation is tough. It's hard work, it's tough to do. You could easily mess it up. You could have collateral, what we call collateral damage, unforeseen consequences. I've had that happen, and much later on, those unforeseen events or consequences get played out in the media. And then I'm walking down the street, and I run into my local circuit judge who read the newspaper and asked me, well, Mr. Ellum, how'd that happen? Did you all not discuss that in Judiciary Committee? Judge, I'm sure we did. I was probably in the restroom when that happened. But fortunately, I had a good mentor when I first started, and the principle that he imparted on me and that I would have you maybe take away from this is that good public policy often equals good politics. Good public policy makes for good politics because as a legislator, you of course deal with public policy, but you know, it's political too. You run for office, you run for re-election, and so forth. And with criminal legislation, that principle is really stretched to its limit because, as we all know, you know, opponents of what you're trying to do, or those with some nefarious purposes, especially with criminal legislation, they could really put a spin on what you've done. You know, oh my God, there you rhinos and liberals in the legislature go again. You're going to let every prisoner out of prison and on and on and on. But the other principle, though, that my mentor 14 years ago imparted on me was that sometimes with these issues, controversial issues, you've just got to say, damn the torpedoes and forge on ahead. And I'll say in that respect that with those two principles in mind, we had very few torpedoes that appeared when we brought out this bill. And I think that goes back to the first principle. This legislation, 4210, what we're doing with the sentencing of youth, it makes for good public policy. It makes good common sense, and it is good policy. What we did in West Virginia is good policy, period. Now, how did we impart that to some of our, how did I impart it to some of our colleagues? As you can see, 91 in favor, 6 opposed, 34 0 in the Senate. The 6 that voted for it, 5 were Republican and 1 was Democrat. The stats are just amazing. I'll tell you something even more amazing about that in a minute. I had 3 problems, 3 concerns. As the minority chairman of the judiciary, first of all, I was concerned about defending the bill. I'm a sponsor. I'm concerned about defending the bill in the House Judiciary Committee and getting it through there so it doesn't die an early death. And then I also have to sell it to the rest of the Republicans at a meeting that you don't get to see. It's called the Party Caucus, the Republican Caucus. And when we gather at least once a week for the caucus, the various minority chairmen, it's your job to explain the legislation that's come out of committee. So it was my job to explain to the caucus as a whole what this bill did and why it's not a problem, why it's good policy. I I had three concerns with that. First of all, I was concerned that some of the more excitable, let's say, members of our caucus might start running away with the soft on crime aspect that you tend to see in all these type of things. I was quite honestly concerned a little bit about my boss, the minority leader, who I certainly respect very much, and I respect his position. He philosophically does not believe in things that he feels would tend to be portrayed as glory criminal sentences or things of that nature. That's his right to do that, and he did vote against the bill, but you saw the results. I was also concerned with a great colleague of mine from the 7th Delegate District. This delegate represented 18,000 people, including 7,000 people in Doddridge County, West Virginia, 7,000 people. And in 2012, Labor Day of 2012, a 16-year-old boy shot his mother, shot his father, shot his sister. Total triple homicide in this county of 7,000 people. And as bad timing would have it, and certainly in my other slide, you can see that sometimes fate, and as Barbara said, sometimes unforeseen things can really delay you or impact what you're doing. As fate would have it, he was plea bargaining, and he had been transferred to adult court, and he was plea bargaining and getting sentenced right in the middle of the 2014 session. And now the plea he got mandated